Nomi the Raw Gourmet. Today I want to make you a wonderful sweet treat. Very, again, simple. There's a couple of ways you can do this. I've soaked these cashews, not very long actually. They should soak for an hour or two to overnight, and I soaked them more briefly than that. Because today I'm going to show you how to make whipped cream, raw style. But there's also a way to use these exact same ingredients and turn them into a frosting for a nice raw cake that you might make. But it all really is based on how long you soak. So I've got about a cup of cashews in here, and what I want to do is blend them up with just enough water to allow it to work and have it be a creamy consistency. So I'm not going to measure it, but it's just an eye thing. Then I'm going to add some vanilla. Again, I sometimes use a vanilla bean. Today, for simplicity's sake, I'll just use a little bit of vanilla. That's perfectly blended. Cashews are very soft nuts, so they're pretty easy to blend. Because I'm going to be thickening it up with dates, I'm actually going to add a little more water because I know that they'll thicken it up, and I will not fight with it and add water later. So I have cashews. I started with a cup. Water, maybe it was 3/4 of a cup. You just have to sort of eyeball it. Now I'm going to add my dates. I'll put 2 in first. I may use 4 dates. I may use 6 dates. I may decide to add a little sweetener such as agave or maple syrup. They're not raw, but sometimes 2 different sweeteners add a depth to the taste that you can't get from just one sweetener. You could also use stevia so that you could use fewer dates or less of the other kind of sweeteners, but I don't think this would taste right if you just used all stevia because it has a funny aftertaste. But you certainly can cut your calories and your sugar consumption by making it part stevia. I once had a musician not buy this blender because she didn't want it to affect her hearing. It is a loud blender, but there are very few recipes you have to run it this long for that you do want this to be a very smooth product. Wow, it's perfect. I'm going to add a touch more water, a touch more vanilla, and a teeny bit of maple syrup just to get a little more intense flavor, although I really could stop right here. And again, you don't want to use maple syrup if you're all raw, because maple syrup is not a raw product. It's the sap of a maple tree is boiled for many hours to result in this. But there are some nice minerals in maple syrup. It's not devoid of nutrition. It has the same number of calories as sugar. Because when you get right down to it, sugar is sugar is sugar. No matter what kind you use, you always want to use it in moderation. I can hardly wait to taste it. Nice consistency, just like whipped cream, right? So, you could actually just have this alone for dessert, or you could top it on a piece of pie or pudding you make. Let me tell you how you make frosting. It's just how you just saw me do it, only you don't soak the nuts at all. You don't soak the dates, which I didn't. You use as little water as possible just to get the blender running, and then you add a lot of dates so that it's sticky. It takes a little more work than what I just did because it's a drier product. And you want the consistency to be of thick frosting. And that's it. Same ingredients, dates, cashews and vanilla and water, and you get 2 completely different products. So there's the whipped cream. I'll leave it up to your imagination on what you want to put it on, or if you want to just put it in a little tiny bowl and serve it as its own dessert. This is Nomi Shannon, the Raw Gourmet, rawgourmet.com, yourrawfooddiet.com, wishing you a great raw day.